Tonight's book is The Joy of Giving by the Berenstain Bears. You know Mrs. Mack loves the Berenstain Bears. Merry Christmas to all of you. Do you like my Santa hat? All right, here we go. The Berenstain Bears and the Joy of Giving, written by Jan and Mike Berenstain. Look at all those sweet Berenstain Bears and the Christmas tree. I hope your Christmas tree is up. Acts 20:35 says, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Oh, this is them inside their house. What is such a sweet family. Okay, so it was the week before Christmas, and all over Bear Country, everyone was getting ready for the big day. They were giving Christmas shopping and Christmas decorating and Christmas everything. Look, they're getting all ready for the big day. Down at the chapel in the woods, the cubs of Bear Country were busy getting ready for their Christmas Eve play. So they're going to church and they're getting ready for this beautiful play. It was the story of the first Christmas, and brother and sister had an important role. They were to be the camel of the three wise bears. Sister was the front end of the camel and brother brought up the rear. They thought it was the best costume ever. Mrs. Ursula, their Sunday school teacher, was directing. "All right, wise bears," she called. "Enter stage right." That's Miss Ursula. The three wise bears came on stage. They carried gifts and wore long robes, crowns, and fake beards. They followed the Christmas star made of foil-covered cardboard that hung above the stage. The first wise bear was played by Sammy Bruno, who had a loose tooth that made him a little hard to understand. A tar, he cried. "I teed a tar." There's the star. Mrs. Ursula sighed. "Okay, camel," she called. "You're on." Sister and brother followed the three wise bears, but it was hard to see out of the costume, and sister accidentally knocked over a palm tree. The three wise bears tripped going down in a tangle. Uh-oh. The joys of the Christmas play. Sometimes that happens, right, boys and girls? Oh dear, said Mrs. Ursula. "Will we ever be ready?" "Sorry, Miss Ursula," said sister, poking her head out. "It's hard to see in there." "I'll need to make your peepholes bigger," said Mrs. Ursula. "That's enough for today, cubs. It's time to go home." So she's going to fix it. The cubs took off their costumes and went into the chilly evening air. "Brrr," shivered sister. "It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas." "Yeah," agreed brother, "and looking that way too." The whole neighborhood was decorated for Christmas. Sister and brother walked home in the soft glow of many colored lights. Do your parents put up Christmas lights on your house? Have you seen Christmas lights in the neighborhood? Everybody is getting all ready for Christmas. The next day, the Bear family went shopping. It was time for Brother Bear and Sister Bear to pick out a few special gifts. This year, they had 2 crisp $10 bills from Grizzly Gramps and Gran to spend on others. Of course, brother and sister hoped they would have some money left over for themselves. Sister was saving for a brand new Barbie doll, and brother wanted a special rubber bands powered model airplane. So they're going to the Bear Country Mall, and they're hoping to spend their money. Papa and Honey helped brother do his shopping, while Mama went with sister. Brother picked out a Barbie doll outfit that he had found on sale for sister. Oh, that's sweet. And sister bought a small airplane for brother. Each cost just a few dollars. Mama and Papa thought that maybe each cub should have spent a little bit more on each other. "What about the joy of giving?" whispered Mama to Papa. "It seems that brother and sister only care about themselves and the joy of getting." "True," agreed Papa, "but let's not interfere. They'll learn about the joy of giving for themselves." So this is them shopping, and then this is Mother Bear and Father Bear talking. Over the next few days, Christmas excitement in Bear Country grew and grew. Brother and sister could hardly wait. They were going to be a camel and get lots of presents, too. Play rehearsals went well, and sister could see better out of the eye holes, and everyone knew their lines. But it was still a little bit hard to understand Sammy Bruno. When Christmas Eve finally arrived, practically everyone in Bear Country jammed into the chapel to see the Cubs perform. A hush fell as the curtain opened and the play began. See, the play is about to start. Everyone's getting ready. First, the angel Gabriel came to Mary, telling her that she would give birth to Jesus. Then, Joseph and Mary journeyed to Bethlehem, where the innkeeper gave them shelter in a stable. There, Mary gave birth to a tiny baby who was laid in a manger. An angel of the Lord appeared to the shepherds, sharing the good news of Jesus' birth, so they could go and worship the newborn king. Finally, 3 wise bears and their faithful camel trooped on stage. The foil-covered Christmas star hung high above the stable, sparkling in the spotlight. "A star! A star! I see a star," Sammy said clearly. His blue tooth had come out backstage. The 3 wise bears kneeled before Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. The shepherds and the angel joined them. Everyone bowed low before the tender baby. The 3 wise bears opened their treasures and gave Jesus their precious gifts. The audience grew very still. Then someone in the back began to sing softly. "Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright." And the rest of the audience joined in near the end. "Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace." That's one of my favorite Christmas carols. Peeking out of the camel costume, tears came to sister and brother's eyes. It seemed they had never understood the joy of giving until that very moment. All the gifts of all the Christmases of all the years went back to those first gifts given to the tiny baby long ago. The Christmas Eve play was over and the audience cheered. Everyone felt the true spirit of Christmas had been with them that night. Look at them. They're getting all teary-eyed and they're reeling the true meaning of Christmas. On Christmas morning, brother and sister led the family downstairs bright and early. But instead of heading to their own piles of presents, they went to their gifts for each other. "Merry Christmas," they said, holding out their presents. "From one end of the camel to the other," said brother. "Thanks," laughed sister. "You're a first-rate backup." They're so excited. Brother and sister were delighted with their gifts and gave each other big bear hugs. Honey opened her presents and brother and sister joined in. In the back of their minds, though, they were still thinking about the money they had left over from their shopping trip. Later that morning, the family went to the chapel in the woods for the Christmas Day service. A light snow covered the ground, and all of Bear Country glistened in the sun. On the way, sister and brother noticed a group of bears playing a Christmas carol. They were collecting money for the needy in a big black pot. Brother and sister looked at each other. They dug deep into their pockets and dropped all of their money inside. Mama and Papa smiled with pride. "You know what the good book says," Mama told them. "It is more blessed to give than to receive." "We know," said brother. "We received an awful lot, so it's time we gave some back." Then, "Look," said sister, feeling in her pocket. "I still have a quarter." Honey reached for it and sister put it in her hand. Then little Honey, that's the littlest bear cub, walked over to the big black pot and dropped the quarter in. The Bears' play music paused. "Merry Christmas," they all said. I bet they made their parents proud. "Merry Christmas," answered the Bear family. So boys and girls, I have a couple questions to ask you. How do you feel when you give a gift to someone? How do you feel when someone gives you a gift? What is the greatest gift that you have ever received? And what made it great? I want you to think about those questions tonight and maybe talk about it with mom and dad, okay? Merry Christmas. See you soon.